Welcome to Jaunty Dame. Learn to make music or die trying. It's always good to have a plan B, right? Once, long ago, my super friend Jacob asked, "When are you happiest practicing?" Good question. I am happiest practicing when I'm alone, which is seldom possible. Sing it if you know it. As to time of day, I have long practiced last thing at night. If that sounds like procrastination to you, ding, 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 it is procrastination. It's a terrible habit. It can be relaxing to sit with a hot water bottle and a big cup of herbal tea and maybe candlelight and play in the darkness. Very meditative, very soothing. But there's a very real risk that I'm close to brain dead by last thing before bed. And I may not feel physically tired, but there's a high risk that it takes me twice as long to read the music, let alone to make any musical progress. Sometimes I'm just too slow at night. So I need to move my practice time earlier in the day. Ideally, between 10 and 11:30 a.m., I am sharpest. You can tell it's not 10 to 11:30 a.m. now. I am not sharp. But like many people, I have to work many mornings, so that might not work out. Plus, I think that's also when Mr. Jaunty feels sharpest, so sometimes he beats me to the living room, and he gets that time. What I need to do is to reserve a time to play the piano every day and put it on the calendar and treat it like a real appointment. I don't flake out on appointments with other people, but the ones with myself tend to get pushed back at best, forgotten forever at worst. I have known for months that I need to do this, but I have actively resisted doing it. No excuses, it's time. In the past, around this time last year, I had great success practicing from about 10 to 11:30 every morning. Mr. Jaunty would leave the house and I would immediately sit down and make myself practice. And even though this worked very well, I still resisted it. Almost every day I would rebel and think, well, there's nothing magical about 10 a.m. I can play anytime, so maybe I'll do it later. Yes, later. No clock is going to tell me what to do. But if you put off practicing, something will probably come up. Or you think you'll feel better later in the day. You might feel worse later in the day. Or you might forget. Or you might forget. So it's better to have a schedule and take it seriously if at all possible. You can resent structure and still benefit from it. And don't let me make this into a false dichotomy. You can have a good hard practice session in the daytime when you're sharp, if that's when you are sharp. And you could have a relaxing candlelight session now and then. This is not either or. It's not a tattoo. Do what works best for you. But do ask yourself Jacob's question. When are you happiest practicing? When is your practice most efficient? And are those the same time or different times? Tell me in the comments below. And Jacob, thank you for your question and moral support. If anyone else needs moral support, you've come to the right place.